The story of the Holy Chalice begins not with a quest or a king, but with a humble meal shared among friends on the night before a crucifixion. This event, known to Christians as the Last Supper, is a cornerstone of their faith. According to the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, Jesus of Nazareth gathered his 12 apostles in an upper room in Jerusalem. During this Passover meal, he took a cup filled with wine, offered a prayer of thanks, blessed it, and passed it to his disciples. He instructed them to drink from it, for it represented his blood of the covenant, which would be shed for the forgiveness of sins. This moment is described with solemn simplicity in the biblical texts. Paul, writing even earlier than the Gospels were finalized, reiterates the account in 1 Corinthians, emphasizing its importance for the new Christian community. For the first few centuries after the life of Jesus, there is a profound and telling silence regarding the whereabouts of the cup from the Last Supper. The Apostolic Fathers wrote about faith and practice, theology, community structure, and enduring persecution. Their writings dwell on the meaning of the Eucharist, not the vessel that served it. The focus was spiritual, not material. No one seemed to be looking for the cup, and no one claimed to possess it. Only with 4th century pilgrimage do faint whispers of a sacred cup appear in Jerusalem. Antoninus of Piacenza notes an onyx cup displayed at the Holy Sepulchre. But accounts are brief, often contradictory, and far removed from the 1st century. The story of the Holy Chalice took a decisive turn in the late 12th century, transforming a minor relic into the centerpiece of European legend. Robert de Boron, around 1190, wove the Last Supper into a new narrative. The cup was taken by Joseph of Arimathea to collect the blood and water from Christ's side. He named it the Grail and told how guardians protected it through generations. He fused the Eucharistic chalice with a mythical object of power. The legend spread like wildfire, captivating nobles and commoners. It entered Arthurian romance as the highest spiritual quest, reimagined as a miraculous stone granting youth and sustenance. A test of purity and chivalric virtue was born. As legends grew, churches and monasteries claimed the relic, and artifacts rose to fill the role. Among claimed holy chalices, none is better documented than the Santo Chalice in Valencia. It is a composite, a small, unadorned bowl mounted on a medieval base, carved from a single piece of dark red agate standing about 7 centimeters high and roughly 9.5 wide. The ornate mount of gold, alabaster, and gems was added later for liturgical use. Its traceable history solidifies in the 14th century, with a definitive record in 1399, when it was given by San Juan de la Peña to King Martin I of Aragon. Inventories describe the stone cup and its royal journey. Tradition pushes back further. Peter brings it to Rome, then it is sent to Spain during Valerian's persecution. Scholars date the cup to the Greco-Roman period, possibly Near Eastern in origin. Its material and style fit the right time and region to have been in 1st century Jerusalem. The Church permits veneration. Popes have used it at Mass, underscoring its significance. For many, its ancient origins and long Spanish custody make it the most credible candidate. It stands at a powerful intersection of faith, tradition, and historical possibility. Another famed claimant is the Sacro Catino, a stunning hexagonal green dish in Genoa. Long believed to be carved from a single emerald, its tale ties to the Crusades and the capture of Caesarea in 1101. Brought home as a prize of immense worth, it became a civic treasure before being linked to the Grail in the 13th century. Jacobus de Voragine helped forge the connection around 1290. Legends claimed it was the Last Supper platter, or the Grail itself. In 1809, Napoleon seized it for study in Paris, where experts concluded it was not emerald but glass. Damaged on return in 1816, both object and myth were cracked. Modern analysis dates it to early medieval Islamic glasswork. Beautiful, but not 1st century. Its story shows how a mysterious object can gain a sacred identity far from its true origin. In 1910, workers near ancient Antioch unearthed a remarkable silver object, a simple inner cup encased in an ornate gilded shell, decorated with figures of Christ and his apostles among vines. It was promoted as the long-lost Holy Chalice and toured the world, even billed as the Grail at the 1933 Chicago World's Fair. Closer study raised doubts. The style was 6th century Byzantine, not 1st century Judea. Experts concluded the whole piece likely dates to 500–550 AD, perhaps a standing lamp or exceptional Byzantine chalice. The museum now calls the Grail claim ambitious, preserving it as a masterpiece of early Byzantine metalwork, and a cautionary tale of wishful thinking. Beyond Valencia, Genoa, and Antioch, other objects entered the legend. The Nanteos cup, a simple wooden bowl long kept in Wales, gained fame for supposed healing powers. But testing shows local wood, lathe turning, and a 14th century date. No biblical link. In Leon, the chalice of Doña Urraca combines ancient agate bowls with medieval goldwork, commissioned in the 11th century. A 2014 claim tied it to Christ via Egyptian parchments and a route through early caliphates, but the documents are ambiguous and the chain of links is fragile. No medieval Grail tradition existed for it before the modern claim. Such relics reveal the legend's power to inspire meaning and unprovable narratives. As with many contenders, the case rests on a contested, delicate chain of custody. The debate highlights a tension between faith and empirical evidence. For many believers, especially in Valencia, proof is not the point. Tradition, long reverence, and spiritual fruitfulness define the relic's value. Papal use and continuous pilgrimage confer sacred status despite uncertainty. For them, devotion forms its own continuity of custody. Over-reliance on science, they argue, misses a relic's purpose. Scholars demand verifiable evidence and unbroken documentation, and no existing relic meets that standard. Records for every contender begin long after the Last Supper. Science can date materials, but cannot prove who used a cup at one event. They note how relic veneration brought prestige and wealth in the Middle Ages. Thus, the probability the original cup survived is vanishingly small, and current artifacts are seen as later creations or misidentifications. Ultimately, whether we have found the Holy Grail remains unanswered, perhaps forever. The trail runs cold before 1st century Jerusalem. No object can prove definitive identity. The Santo Caliz remains the most plausible candidate by age and documentation, yet still requires a leap of faith across centuries of silence. Others are largely discredited, living on as legends. Still, the symbol endures, captivating imaginations for 2 millennia, from a humble cup in a sacred story to the ultimate quest object. For Christians, it remains an emblem of the Eucharist, and the search mirrors the soul's journey to the divine. Beyond religion, the Grail permeates art, literature, music, and film as an ultimate prize, key to a profound mystery. It represents a search for truth, meaning, and immortality. It is at once a historical question mark, a sacred object, a literary myth, and a cultural metaphor.